Hello there, Lisa Eldridge is spoiling us with launches this year. I was up in the middle of the night ordering her liquid shadows last week, but a couple of months earlier my alarm was set for her autumn lipstick and gloss shades and extended lip pencil colours. Her foundation also joined the range recently. I initially waited to film this video so I could include that too, but I only got my hands on it a couple of weeks ago, don't want to rush a review, so I'm saving it up for an updated base makeup type of topic in the new year. This is my 6th Lisa video. I'm such a huge fan of her work as a makeup artist and now a brand founder. She brings so much care, attention to detail, passion for formulation, and intricate knowledge of colour to the industry, so you can catch up on my previous reviews of her lipsticks, glosses, seamless skin highlighters, and blushes. Time to meet the Autumn 2021 lipstick, gloss, and liner launches, plus some shade comparisons and lipstick colour groups at the end. There are 4 new True Velvet matte lipsticks: Velvet Intrigue, Velvet Petal, Velvet Blush Lightly, and Velvet Cinnabar. 3 new Gloss Embrace shades that match lipstick colours: Petal, Dragon, and Cinnabar, and enhance and define lip pencils for all 17 of her True Velvet mattes. I picked up Fawn, Ribbon, and Jazz. At this point, Lisa's True Velvet matte lipsticks have become part of modern makeup history. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the formula and these magnetic gold bullets by now. They are dramatically pigmented mattes with a true velvet effect on the bullet, a very fine pattern that creates a fabric-like finish. The formula is fragrance-free and cruelty-free. It feels quite creamy and comfortable, not a flat or dry matte, and it really lasts. Velvet Jazz was my pick for a Christmas lunch a couple of years ago, and it was still going about 10 hours later with a couple of tiny touch-ups. More festive red ideas coming soon. As usual, Lisa's excellent tutorial video for all of her new launches talked me into all of these colours. Velvet Intrigue is described as a delicately warm light peach rose beige. I almost skipped this one because it's her lightest shade yet. I thought it might be too light on me. Anything lighter than my natural lip colour tends to wash me out, but I'm so glad I went for this. It's a much deeper rosy peach than I expected, and it feels fresh and youthful. A perfect spring lip. Velvet Petal is meant to conjure up images of blooming peonies in a Parisian florist. My favourite flower, thank you Lisa, but this was similarly something I almost skipped because I'm not a big pink lip person. But I trust Lisa and the undertone magic she works to make colours so wearable, and this light, warm pink is a perfect flush of colour, particularly blotted on. Velvet Blush Lightly is the first variation of an existing Lisa lipstick shade, one of her best sellers, Velvet Blush. Comparison coming up. Her customers wanted a softer version, so this medium muted berry was born, like the lips by Rococo artists. She says it leans into bitten lip territory, but it's a bit more vibrant and probably purpley than my usual personal bitten lip shades. Velvet Cinnabar is the show-stopping, scene-stealing star of this launch. It's described as the deepest, richest, most powerful burnt ochre warm brown red. It was inspired by Cinnabar, the ancient red mineral and pigment used for thousands of years in art, jewellery, even by Queen Elizabeth I on her lips and cheeks, despite it poisoning her. This colour is so decadent and daring. Entering the next Gloss Embrace era with 3 new shades. I'm a big fan of this gloss treatment hybrid, a rare gem in the gloss world that actually feels as nourishing as it claims to be. The mixture of oils and butters is heavier than a really light, watery lip oil, but not as thick or sticky as a gloss, just a perfect in-between, plush, smooth, cushiony feel. Petal was inspired by the prettiest pink fluttering petals on roses, foxgloves, and geraniums. If the Petal lipstick looked too pink for you, this is a much more subtle, sheer way to wear a pretty kiss of colour. Dragon is Lisa's Velvet Dragon lipstick's new glossy sibling, a rusty, burnt orange red inspired by ancient Chinese ceramics. You'll see this swatched next to her red ribbon gloss in a minute. This is much more toasty. Cinnabar matches the dramatic new burnt ochre brown matte lipstick. This reddy brown or browny red is an ideal autumn-winter shade, and I love smudging it on or blotting it with a tissue for a more subtle, deep, warm red tint too. Look at that juicy shine. That was one doe foot dip for each colour, usually all I need, but they will really build evenly if you keep adding more. The Enhance and Define lip liners launched last year in kits, but she's now extended the range so all 17 True Velvet lipsticks have a match and they're sold separately. The lipsticks don't need a liner to wear well, but this formula has become one of my favourites to play with to change up a lip look. The gel glides on effortlessly, it's so smooth. They can precisely define your lips and support a matching lipstick or gloss colour. Lisa said the liners are a fraction deeper than each lipstick, so you can add depth to your lips, but because the formula is so soft, I like using it in more of a blurred way. A gentle outline, messier fill-in job, then blend the colour with lip balm. I picked 3 shades to complement classic colours in my lipstick collection, both Lisa's formulas and beyond. Fawn is the flattering match for 90s nude beige velvet fawn. I chose this because Lisa wore a fair under her new peach velvet Intrigue in a video to add depth, and I liked the idea of mixing different nude tones. To create crisp, sharp red lines, I picked Ribbon. I haven't really ever used any red lip liners before. This neutral/blue red can be worn with her original velvet ribbon or any of the other red lipsticks in my life. And one of my favourite Lisa lipsticks, Velvet Jazz, the original deep dark red, could use a friend. I thought this one would work well underneath any dark reds or deep shades. Time for some all-important colour comparisons so you can see how the new lipsticks and glosses fit into the rest of Lisa's lip family. Here's Peachy Velvet Intrigue next to soft 90s nude Velvet Fawn, warmer caramel brown Velvet Affair, then smoky rosewood Velvet Muse, one of my favourites. Velvet Petal is part of a pretty pink group with cool light pink berry Velvet Beauty, new medium muted berry Velvet Blush Lightly, and deeper berry Velvet Blush. Velvet Blush Lightly and the slightly deeper original Velvet Blush is the most important comparison here, but I included Velvet Beauty on the lighter side and deeper Mulberry Velvet Myth. Velvet Cinnabar is part of Lisa's fabulous red range, but it's in a league of its own when you see it next to warm rusty Velvet Dragon, rich red wine Velvet Jazz above, and the original true red Velvet Ribbon. In the smaller gloss group, Petal sits somewhere in between flushed pink berry blush above and pretty beige putty pink Songbird, and new additions Dragon and Cinnabar have a much cooler, brighter red cousin in Ribbon. I hope that comparison helped you put these new colours into context. What's next in the Lisa universe? I basically dreamed a product into life last time, or at least that's what I'm claiming, because I wished for really glowy luminous shadows. I did not know the Liquid Lurex shadows were just about to land. I have heard about brushes, face mist and primer from her pop-up in London. Maybe concealer or bronzer might be on the cards to continue her seamless skin range. Wouldn't say no to mascara or eyeliner either, but I'd love to hear your guesses and what you're hoping she'll create in 2022. Thanks for watching. See you next time.